as of 2026. Wonder how this is going to be.
Thank you for that, Sia. FAA certification kind of is the gold standard here. We saw that with Joby, but we also saw no real positive price reaction for Joby once they got that certification. So you feel it's already kind of juiced in or priced into the stock. It's just really about how much it's going to cost them to get that certification, and that kind of remains the long-term value look for them. Let's see, higher than expected near-term losses. Of course, that this is very, very nascent. I do like how they're kind of like Joby. They're looking to go into the area in the Middle East specifically, where people like to spend money on these kind of extravagant, newer things, right? Middle East, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi, all those guys, they're loaded with money. Let's just cut the crap, okay? And they can spend on things like this. So they're looking to kind of have proof of concept there. That's kind of the same model that we saw with Joby. I don't know. I love the space. I'm very much aware of some of the restrictions. I think the Katina man brought up a good point the other day, and he's like, look, if they're only flying 4 of these guys, because the eVTOL that Joby was building, it's like 4 passengers and a pilot, let's call him that. Yeah. Well, then how much do they have to charge per seat? And, you know, what are the operating costs for this to be a good business? Otherwise, you're going to need a lot bigger of an aircraft, unless you're going to charge big money. Absolutely. I think we're still in the early stages of this thing, right? Like you're getting the 4-seaters. I'm sure they'll come out with more 6-seaters and everything along those lines. So still extremely early stages in the technology. But I mean, it's still operating at a net loss as well. The margins on that are probably going to be relatively tight, considering so. But again, it's going to take some time for this to really come into play, in my opinion. All right. I don't think we'll ever see that here. All right, let's take a quick look at some of the small caps before we send it to the big boys. Let's see what's running and what's not. Turbine just got into the high of the day. TURB continues to move up. Multi-day runner here on TURB, 52.5%. Into 210, it's at the day high. So is MOBX, couple of topping till candles into 84.75 pennies, but it's still holding above that 80 penny area. Moreover, it's still holding those higher highs and higher lows above the 10 EMA on the 5. So MOBX still in focus here, and RXT, not a big percentage winner on the day, 15 1/3, but still up, holding above the 10 EMA. Good looking bull flag here on RXT. I would say a breakdown below 250 should end the trade for you. And then last but not least, TIPT. This one has continued to put in lower highs, a very, very prolonged bull flag. But I would say a move and a hold above 2, especially that 210 area, probably puts TPET back in focus. This one's also been a multi-day runner, so be on the lookout for that. We're not really that far south at $2, $186 right now on TPET, Joey. So a couple of good small cap gappers really continuing to run here in the aftermarket. Anything you want to finish off on? Yeah, I mean, we traded 3 names here today. A small breakout on on Apple. SE was definitely our face slapper of the day there, Katina man. 81 all the way up to 84.5. A couple more attempts there. We got the short earlier in the pre-market as well, but we never got that big time ride. But SE being our bad boy for today, and it is now 2-0. Did you see that time, Joey? We're about to get 4. We're going to put the 4 in the bank on Friday. We get out of here at 1:45. I'd say we leave at 1. Probably have enough. Latest, right after lunch too. Neil may as well just stay on after his lesson of the day. That's hilarious. Yeah, he's not going to like that at all. Shout out to, all right, guys. We'll see everybody tomorrow. I'll see everybody at the big desk shortly.
Well, you know what, Joe? If that's what you want to happen, then the Bald Head Brotherhood can make it happen. So no, I'm not doing that. What? The Bald-Headed Brotherhood. You don't know about the Bald-Headed Brotherhood? He hasn't seen Key. You got to watch enough Key and Peele, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about with the Bald-Head Brotherhood. Because it's not what you. It's not what you think. One of the. I mean, up there is of course going to be like the 3 pumps, McCringleberry and the celebrations.
Yeah,
but
the names for me is the best. D-Nice.
Dino.
AA Ron.
But what about the football names?
Yeah, the football names is just as good. They're
Aquarius, Trantrifiquus.
They're going through the draft or something.
the draft. No, but the Bald-Head Brotherhood is one of the better ones as well. Let's just say Key goes to jail and joins the wrong gang, obviously, if you all know what's up. The market is what's up right now. Oh, I'm happy to see I'm almost back in the money on that we shouldn't have raised the bid on CrowdStrike by as they report tonight after the bell.
Oh, good.
Thankfully, I mean, look, it's been a dumpster fire for them, but pretty happy to see it's headed back into 400. But you know what? None of that's going to matter if tonight they you-know-what the bet. So it is what it is. Like, it's bounced like, like $50 here, like 15, 20%, whatever it might be. But yeah, a lot's going to be at stake this afternoon. After the close, going to be some big ones. There wasn't, someone asked when I got into BBAI. It actually did a trend break a while ago off of VWAP here. So it was like one of these. It was like lower highs and then broke the trend. So grabbed it off VWAP, I'll reload it. This is an earnings name which moved much less than anticipated, but if it can wake itself up, we'll look to see if it can finally go. Bitcoin woke up as well. We'll see if it wants to continue its charge. There's no 70,000 press, however, so it didn't really look for the short because it didn't get to 70K. But there was some longs in there.
Hey, everybody. Wow. I was just actually looking at this Palantir. This is where we were long today on Palantir. And we actually wrote down 139. So I was just looking at this. We could have absorbed that right there on Palantir and gone long. But what a good call out. I'm just making sure that, like, you know, everything that I'm trying to do is making sense so that I can just, you know, understand that we're reading everything properly so that tomorrow we can just use even more shares. And hit these trades the right way. And then the big one, you know, that we're hitting on right now is something similar that we did, we could have done on NVIDIA, but we switch it over and do it right here on the futures. And that's the TQs. So this is when I'm in the gym. I actually had a 48 offer. I put some offers out as well at that time at the open market highs. And so we got a couple fills there. I had a 48 that just missed right there. Came back and hit me right there. Sat back down, got a couple outs there at the 50-period moving average. And then boom goes a dynamite all the way to the top end here. And I don't want to make a mistake like we thought about yesterday, where we were like, hey, maybe there's a sell coming. And we didn't get short. Instead, we traded, I think this was silver there yesterday. So let me just punch out a little bit here as we break back down below 48.20. But oh boy, big stock alert. And it's just funny because I was saying it in the chat. My number one P&L name is still the short for NVIDIA that we had written down earlier and was able to cash in on that one. So, you know, so far so good there on that trade with NVIDIA. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, just hanging out, waiting for it. There was the breakdown of 180. There's the break of the 50-period moving average to get us out of our last couple percentage points and then upside there. So yeah, man, it's been a really good day. I've only traded 3 names. NVIDIA, see when we're wrong, what it looks like? You know, and then when we're right, what it looks like in these two. So there it goes, man. We're going to go 2 for 3. And just like Joe said, only 3 names traded for me today. But definitely on the green side of things. And we're pretty happy with today's movement there. And glad that we caught the longs off the bottom.
Well, I'm not glad anymore because I just jinxed CrowdStrike. Dang it, Neil. Should have just shut my mouth and not said I was happy about this stock being up because it just made a little bit of a left-hand turn. It said in the chat, look, I'm not trading it. I just would like to see it hold this move and retest the 400 going into those. Going into the earnings, a name that's on the radar for me right now that is a potential is going to be SoFi. So almost to the point, it got exactly 219, which was the high in the aftermarket yesterday after the gigantic buy, insider buy. It's not a gigantic buy. Anthony Noto buying some shares. Caused this to, well, from what we can tell, caused its rally in the afternoon and then the aftermarket in 19. I didn't see another story, but if you look at it from the breakout of the morning high, you've had some higher lows be put in. It's trying to break that trend now. Once we confirm under the trend line, which it will in like a minute or two, then short, stop at the prior bar, look for the VWAP trend trade. Yeah, I'd love it if SoFi would continue higher, but if it doesn't want to, it doesn't want to. We can't force it.
All right, keep your notes going on there. Hey, Randy, how's it going? You got a little croissant going on there. All right.
There was a lot of croissants left over from this.
There's a lot of everything.
Even I had more. I don't know how much of the lunch you were able to eat.
No. What do you think about the meatballs?
So I gave them. Of all my scores this week, it was by far the lowest. I've been giving out very nice and kind 7.2s and all that kind of stuff. I gave this one a 5.2 because I didn't want to give it a complete fail. Because I hadn't done anything under a 7, but it was pretty bad.
You guys remember when I did this?
It wasn't just that though. Even this, I don't know if you had the side It was like this weird coleslaw thing
I didn't
they
eat
had,
that.
which was also.
I'm just talking about the meatballs.
Well, none of it was very good.
So there we go. So forever undefeated.
Well, most of it, my stomach's been off, so I'm like, nah, I can't do this.
Yeah, it's all
Drinking
good.
the ginger tea, but those croissants are delicious. Throw the super chat up there. Throw it up, Andre. We got your doorman. What up? Stopped out. SoFi 93 hundo in 6 hours. The long, I guess, was not wrong. Congrats. But SoFi, it looks like it's turning right there as we speak, as it breaks the trend line. But yeah, good day for SoFi. It's up 2 points today. You can't hate on it. Insider buying is better than insider selling. You know, you'd prefer that than the alternative. But at least for now, I said I can't get too excited unless it starts breaking out some higher lows, and that's exactly what it could not do today. It got the bid. It just cannot break these highs, I should say, break out these lower highs. Unable to do so at 19 bucks, and you can't break 20 if you don't break 19, unfortunately.
All right, let's go back over to the desk. We're going to do our rundown. Sharif, you ready, my guy? Sure. All right, then let's roll it.
Let's welcome everyone to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. Neil, Sean, known as the big boys, they are locked and they are loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get your tickers, yes, on the Afternoon Rundown, is to join us in the chat. You got to be in the chat. You got to vote every day. But make sure, of course, as always, to throw in that $sign before the ticker of your choice, but make sure to vote. All right, guys, let's take a look at the Qs, and we were substantially lower than where we are now. We actually lost that $600 level on the Qs, almost losing 590. 591.87 low. We're down still 1% and change. The SPY faring a little bit better, down 0.9. The Dow faring the best of the four major averages here. The DIA Dow ETF down a little bit more than 0.75%. And you wouldn't know it by looking at the amount of small caps that were in play today, but the IWM Russell 2000 ETF getting clipped today, down 1.4. The first ticker, though, as decided by you, SLV, silver. This one was gapping substantially lower as we saw the US dollar break through 99 for the first time in over a month, and silver continued to fall. Sia, on, as I mentioned, the strength of the US dollar, Middle East tensions escalating with Iran, and the death of the supreme leader, though. Oil also surging with 150 tankers backed up at the Strait of Hormuz. A lot of talk about in the geopolitical sense. Silver down 8.25.
Yeah, it's a lot, Sharif. Literally, same news as you. Nothing else to cover here.
All right, boys, did you have a look at silver today? And if you did, what are some of your thoughts?
All right. I want to get Neil's reaction to this because I'm not sure what this is. A Star Trek.
I just realized after watching you guys for about 2.5 years that Sean was like Captain Kirk and Neil was Officer Spock, not Spot. I love you guys. I wouldn't want to live life without you. Well, you know.
There we go.
Spock's like the
Yeah. I didn't
Vulcan.
know. All right, I like that. I mean, I think
Jim, you're out of your Vulcan mind.
There we go. I think that works.
I love stuff, man. What I love about those shows back in the day is they didn't give like straight up. You watch the old show.
Yeah.
They didn't give a damn.
Right.
Like they could make fun of themselves. They didn't take themselves too seriously. I feel like there's a lot.
I never really watched it. Like Hasselhoff, no, not Hasselhoff.
William Shatner.
William Shatner.
They
Yeah.
just they didn't care. It's like just they're gonna do them, and if you think it's ridiculous, whatever. Man,
Neil
I
is
love
Data.
Data?
Yeah, there we
Oh,
go.
Brent Spiner's too legit.
I have no
He's way
idea.
too legit.
I don't know. That's why. I mean, I know you dressed up one year as wasn't Data. It was.
So here's the thing. Everyone assumed I was Jordan LaForge because obvious reasons.
I didn't assume.
No,
that.
but I actually was. If you look at it, there's only two people I could have been. I could have been Lieutenant Commander Data or Tuvok, whichever one you would have wanted.
Oh, was that Tupac guy?
Because I actually did have the right. I'm that kind of a nerd. I legit had like the right rank and everything because that's how I roll. What we're talking about silver. Okay, so look, it didn't set up. That's all I got. I mean, I wanted this one short. I did think that there was going to be some kind of a press to at least get back into some of these support levels. These are dark pool wicks. That didn't happen. And then right away at the open, silver just dumped. It didn't get into the 77, 78 area, not even close. There's a chance we get there today. And if we do, that's where I'd be looking for a reversion But yeah, silver, it was looking short. It just never got anywhere. That was a setup for an entry. Down 8% and weak, back under the 50 period. I don't want to call it broken because it's bounced around here before and into the mid 60s. So I could see that happening again. I'll probably favor the short tomorrow, but you never, like this, we're like a headline away from, gapping another 10% in either direction. So I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. But if we do see that 70.78 that I was looking at this morning, then that would be a spot for a fade this afternoon. My guess is we don't get it. Uh-oh.
Oh, it did get up to 76.
Oh, that's not.
Okay, deciding on land operations. Okay. Yeah, they're also talking about a new leader for Iran going to get nominated soon or something like that. The last guy was on the job for 1 day. Okay, so right here, just wanted to say, we had liked the short on silver pretty much all day, and I'm starting to think right here that we missed an opportunity to short its last high there. So, yeah, although we had written down 80, this is probably a good level there. The only thing that's making me think twice about that comment, obviously, as we run the Nasdaq right now, is the fact that we're up here on the day, not, obviously not net-wise on the day, but, the way the momentum's been going. I just wonder if silver will eventually hold this VWAP one more time. I mean, if momentum is long, we've come in and bounced there, made a move through the 50, bounced there again, and this time took it all out, rode this 25 period all the way up, broke it through. That's where you get out. And now you just got to wait for your next support area, which should be here around 74. The cool thing about this trade is if we break below right here, then we've got a lot of momentum to come back to the downside. So I think your boy will be short at some point tonight on this show on SLV. Just needed to line up a little bit better. Break through VWAP. Make sure that this is a break and not just a hold. So let's see it break, retest this 74, maybe come back up. If it touches 75 again, then, it's hammer time back to the downside. So we are too legit to quit around here, Sharif.
Love it, guys. A lot of comments coming in right now from President Macron. First, I will start with the OpenAI. They're saying 5.4, so ChatGPT 5.4 version sooner than you think will be released. And then President Macron saying France is going to send air defense warships to Cyprus. He also stated that Israel will be in the process of deciding on a land operation which, according to him, be a dangerous escalation and a strategic error. So according to President Macron, Israel is now looking at a possible land operation. He goes on to say he's sending other assets to the area, Sia, whether it's Rafales, anti-aircraft systems, etc. BATL, that's the one we're talking about here. BATL, Battalion Oil Corporation, up 140%. What's the look on this one?
So it has entered a definitive agreement to raise approximately $15 million in a private placement with a new institutional investor. And they've agreed to price this at $5.50 per share for common and pre-funded warrants. And Roth Capital Partners is disclosed as the sole exclusive placement agent on the deal, and expected net proceeds are about $14.1 million, Sharif. The offering is also scheduled to close as of March 4th.
Great information there, guys. Having trouble with 29, but battling back to the high side, guys. BATL, no reason or no shortage of reasons for this oil company to be up on the day.
Squeeze. The float's really tiny on this. Obviously,
3 million shares.
Yeah, the float's 3.5 million shares only, so it got soaked up yesterday. It's done, I don't know, what do we call it, 12, 13 times this today, which is actually less volume than yesterday. But notionally, it'll be pretty good because it's more than twice the price. So it's churning through shares like it's having absolutely no trouble. But this is something that's happened before when you get some of these squeeze energy type names. They run for a few days. It doesn't usually last forever. This is a new one. I'm not as familiar with it. It's doing way better than Indo yesterday. Indo gave it all back and is literally still giving it back. So BATL, it never did break that $30. Yeah, it just never broke that $30 little W pattern going on. So that's actually a possibility, I suppose, this afternoon for BATL. And it only had the one halt. Like, it was halted for the news. After that, it opened back up. And it looks like there were some candles that possibly could have caused a halt, especially the opening one, but it didn't. So it's been fairly stable all day long. Just can't seem to take out that $30 level, but looking pretty strong. I just don't see usually these lasting forever. Like they move when there's massive shifts in prices of energy and oil, and then they tend to settle down after a while. But for now, the hedgies are not having fun with this short, that's for sure.
Yeah, this will be another one that, this will be another one that we missed because when it reopened, I was sitting right here and I had said, let's just take that 23 long. And the next thing we knew, it was at 27, and then we let it go. And then when it opened up, it came back to that 23 level again, and then it ripped its face off again. And then when I wasn't here during the midday, it came right back to 23 and ripped up again. I mean, you could literally put the show back, the very first show the morning show, and you could put it back and go to whatever time it was, 9:18 or 9:20. I was like, here we go. This is probably just a long, because we had got the halt right there when we got that news that he had mentioned there about the offering. And then when it opened up, I was just like, probably going to hold that 23. And it was just lucky that it wound up doing that and goes all the way to the upside. But it's pretty good that it came back in 4 times. I guess 3 times. So there's the first trade there, boom. There's the second one off the open. And then here's something that happened around lunchtime. So I feel like those were the decent ones there. And I actually wouldn't even look at this until it comes back in. I mean, and if you're part of this move down, you've really absorbed this VWAP in this kind of an area. So, not much going on for right now on BAT. Oh, there it is. Here's the move right now happening right in front of us. We just went from 28 to 25. Like, that's supposed to halt. So I guess it's going to halt right now.
It should be.
I don't have shares to go, but I would go short.
It's got to be.
Nope. There it is. So that must have been the halt there, but then it couldn't go down, so therefore it only had to go up. I would actually re-short this when it slows down. This breaks 26 there. Now you could go short on this name, I think, at 26 bucks. See what winds up happening, because that halt spot was down there at, oh no, the halt spot was right here. Sorry, I thought it was at 23. The halt spot was just there at 25 and change.
Aren't the bands showing up?
And I don't know. I
think it's maybe the Amex thing then.
Yeah, oh yeah, maybe it's an Amex thing there. Yeah, just be careful with the halt bands and stuff. Like, this name just rejected the halt there on BATL. So that was a huge movement. That was 29 down to 25 there. It should have actually halted way before then. So I don't really know, but I guess it's a timing thing as well. But okay, that's enough.
Maybe it's
BATL upside. And we can just, here, quickly, let me just go and then we'll go back over. Let me see what's going on with oil, because I know I spent a lot of the time looking at charts. I didn't look at anything since I've left or since I've been back on oil. So yeah, nice downside play there, which makes a lot of sense as we continue to hold long the TQQs as we bought, twice down there. And remember when we left you guys at 11 o'clock, what did I say? I said, stay long. And that's exactly what we did. So we're following our own rules there, and it's a great trade there to the upside on TQQs. All right, that's it. So oil downside, markets upside. Finally, something makes sense. And my economics teacher, thank you so much for teaching me that, although it hasn't been true for a long time. All right, let's go back over to the desk and find out the next name on the board.
I feel like it's going to be Circle.
Israel is sending troops like ground forces into southern Lebanon, so the war expanding there. Let's go on to Circle. What a few days. Circle has had another 7 2/3 in Greensville today. Mizuho had some comments today on Circle.
Mizuho has maintained it at neutral, and Wells Fargo has maintained that overweight. But Sharif, also several executives at Circle have recently sold shares as of yesterday. Company's Class A common stock over here. I have the SEC filing. So Tabert Heath, the president of Circle Internet Group, has sold 10,753 shares, weighted average price of 90.14 per shares, totaling to 969,275 in total. Jeremy Fox-Green, the chief financial officer, has sold 47,908 shares at a price of $90 per share, which is totaling to $4,311,720. Burns M. Michelle, a director of the company, has sold 10,000 shares at a price of $82 per share, totaling $820,000. Nikhil Chandok, chief product and tech officer, has sold 20,000 shares, weighted average of 90 per share, and totaling to $1,800,000. And finally, Jeremy Allaire, chairman and CEO, has sold 15,625 shares, weighted average of $90 4 cents, totaling to 1,406,874.
If they waited a few more hours, guys, they could have been another $20 in the money there. By the way, Mizuho boosting the price target, maintaining neutral on Circle, but boosting the price target, guys, from 90 to 100.
Yeah, I mean, insider buying matters more than insider selling, right? Like they get the opportunity to sell shares, and they do it at sort of random times, and we try to sometimes make more of it than it really is when it comes to insider selling. But here's what I would say. If we're talking about risk management, I would imagine some shorts were getting out when this broke resistance at 91 yesterday. And those that held it for an extra day, saying, well, you know, it's breaking that support, and then you come in, haha, it's back underneath, it's winning again, no, and then it breaks out a second time above that prior resistance. So regardless of what you think of Circle, whether you like it or not, whether you believe in it or not, it doesn't really matter. It's breaking out now on the daily. So that forever short has made a definitive bottom and broken a big resistance line and seems destined to at least maybe test this 110 area. So that was a pretty key, not just flat bottom break when it did, but go back to when we debuted. Like that was one of the first spots of consolidation as well. So it seems like it's on a collision course with that 110. But I feel like the last couple of days, it was sort of an obvious, there was an obvious resistance spot. I wouldn't read too much into insider selling there. Insider buying, if it's a significant amount of shares, matters much, much more.
I just wanted to say right here, YV7584, do not take my words as financial advice. Trading advice, fine, on a daily measure, but these are just levels that I'm looking at and trading accordingly. But kind comment, thank you so much for that. The most recent stock that I had bought though was PanW. I said that earlier today that it was XLE, but it's not. We bought this at 144, so that's good. This is up right now about 10% or so. We'll have to wait to see if it continues to move. It's because Neil was talking about CrowdStrike. Interesting report coming tonight. We'll talk about that soon. Sia with some news.
Yeah, just a quick update here. The U.S. State Department has said that commercial aviation options will remain available in Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, and Egypt. And the department is actively helping American citizens to book tickets over there.
Hey, I wasn't listening. I had something else was going on in my ear there.
Yeah, there was
air tickets or you know?
No, there was no. I was listening to the same thing. There was something about crypto in the U.S. and I had Bitcoin.
So we apologize.
So I apologize because we were literally hearing something about crypto when we were there.
All right, we'll just go back over. What was it about,
crypto?
Sia? What was their story there about?
Oh, it was just an announcement on X by the U.S. State Department that the commercial aviation options will remain available in Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, and Egypt. And the department is actively helping American citizens book tickets and get to safety.
Yeah, I got to get people out.
All right, there, guys. Thanks, Sia.
If they're doing everything they can to get everybody out, that's not necessarily. I mean, it's a great thing to get people out of harm's way. You want to get your citizens out of there, but. Usually means that this is long from over. We're not done the rundown yet. I think, hey, you know what? It's probably going to be some kind of a small cap name, based on what I'm seeing here.
Yes, Neil, it is. Well, pseudo. Guys, Wall Street Journal is reporting that President Trump is weighing backing local militias to dislodge the Iranian regime. That just came from the Wall Street Journal. It was posted at 2:19, so it's about 9 minutes old. President Trump weighing backing militias to dislodge the Iranian regime. We're going to have to see if that's accurate. This is being reported by the Wall Street Journal. RXT, guys, Rackspace, and a name that you guys have seen many times here on the afternoon rundown. They have that tie-up with Palantir. Sia, I didn't specifically see a catalyst for them today. Could be continuing to run up, but they're up 20.25%.
Yep.
All right, boys, RXT, no catalyst, but multi-day runner with that tie-up with Palantir.
This is now going on, what, like 6 days, 7 days? 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. It's been 2 weeks now since Rackspace broke out, and it's still making fresh highs. So I guess it doesn't need a catalyst. The squeeze is continuing to be on here. And the best part about it is every single dip is getting bought at pretty good levels, right? Like you got a breakout level at $1.85. We kind of hold that support there at $1.80. You had a consolidation level here, 135. You hold that level and then go higher. So the shorts are getting burned. Though when you look at the daily chart, there's only so much room left till you get to this $3 level. Big triple top on the daily, so great for Rackspace. I think this is one of those. The big, if there's any big whale shorts out there, you got to figure this is where they're eyeballing when you zoom this one out. It's like that 3 to just 3 and a change spot for Rackspace. So there's a little bit of room to go. I'd be a teensy bit wary when you have a runner like this for multiple days. You can sometimes see that offering coming, and I'm not saying they were going to, but that's kind of their job oftentimes. So in the back of your mind, you got to know that at any moment, maybe they file for an offering, or if they've already filed, they could drop one. It doesn't mean the stock goes down, but it's something to think about in your back pocket if you're holding on to this as a swing in addition to that $3 level. Racked, just continuing to go.
So I heard Palantir in that story. And there it is today, man. We only had 3 ideas on our sticky note. And we actually I crowdsourced some ideas there with you guys as well. But yeah, silver, NVIDIA short, which is the P&L number uno right now, and Palantir long. So there it was. Of that. There it goes right now, Palantir 139 long. Okay, so let's see how that executed. I mean, we must have made money on it. I mean, 139 long. I mean, the stock's at 147. Nope, I did not. And as this was coming back down in, we were looking at it, and you guys know, man, I was like staring at my own note. And I was like, yeah, maybe we should try it. Maybe we should try it. And we did, man. We tried it with very, very small amount of shares, which was pretty good. So we're happy that we did that because we lost. And it just kept on breaking and breaking and breaking. So we took it about twice there. And both times it broke down for like 20 or 30 cents and just kept on going. And I was like, if it's not going to hold 139, man, the market was bleeding. Like we all saw that. In the morning when it was down 2.5% or so on the Nasdaq. Eventually it finds a base there at 138.50 and then it just pops. So we should be off our own damn note, $7, $8 in the money. But this is the part that I'm disappointed in right here. We should have, instead of looking elsewhere, we should have just stayed put because that came back in. Even missing that bottom, it still gave us 139 a bunch of times. And then it's just like booyaka. So like I said, man, traders going to trade. I'm going to be back tomorrow, and this is what we do every day. We find you bangers like this, man. We put it on, both of us. We put it on our notes. I trade what's on the note, and today was this. And unfortunately, we missed that. But we crush it there with NVIDIA. We get it with TQs, so at least we have that long. So it's kind of like this is the same time that it based out. But yeah, man, Palantir, too bad. Could have been a little bit better than it was for me there on PLTR, considering we had that long. All right, I think this is the last one there, Sharif, then you can get out of here.
So, yeah.
MOBX Labs, guys. MOBX, an absolute rocket ship, see at 352%, and it's off the highs of 85.40. I'm talking pennies. I was involved in this bad boy all during the midday show. What's the reason it's moving up?
So as of yesterday, it received a production purchase order for the components used in U.S. Navy's Tomahawk cruise missile program, and the orders for high reliability filtering components designed to mitigate certain electromagnetic interference in the missile's onboard electronics. And MOBX Labs has stated the order reflects increased procurement associated with an ongoing missile production.
And we know, guys, very important with what's happening right now, that the U.S. arsenal continue to get replenished, especially some Tomahawk missiles. Good headline and an apt one at that, given the time.
Yeah, this is, you know what? When was the last time we had $1 billion in volume on one of these? I think.
Oh, there was.
There
was one a couple weeks ago.
Shoot. Anyways, the name escapes me. But either way, it's only 230, and you've done 1 billion shares on MOBX, which is effectively, excuse me, a frog in my throat there. Effectively, that's what you want for a penny stock. It has yet to run the dollar. That said, $1 wasn't even that big resistance before. Like, it seemed to break through and get 10, 20, 30% a couple of times. So this one has some serious legs. It's a day one play for now. Obviously, it's a bit of a line stepper in that most of the time it's been a fade back in. But everything about this is good. Actually, the volume is also holding up. It's doing just as good. Here, let me find this for you. It's doing just as good volume as when it tapered off in the morning. So it's sustaining very well here on MOBX. What's the actual name here? MOBX? Oh, so it's like MOBX. It's not Mob. We've been calling it like MOBX because like Mob Deep, but it's. I guess it's like MOBX would be the way that you
is that what it is?
MOBX Lab, unfortunately. So that's my bad. But yeah, if it gets to $1, I think that would be interesting. I don't think. Oh, I did pay for locates this morning on the off chance that it did. If it were to fail the buck, that would be a nice little trade. And then keep in mind the halt rules are a little bit different for penny stocks than they are if it's like above $5. Just a small difference. But this hasn't halted once today. If it gets to $1, I think that looks a little bit more interesting. Some small cappers have been leading the way, no questions asked. Speaking of one of them that has not been leading the way, and I don't know why it is, but like for some reason, I always want to type Nasdaq for BBAI.
Oh yeah, it's definitely New York,
Yeah, I make this mistake a bunch of times. It feels like it should be a Nasdaq stock, but it's not. But we just came back into the volume weighted average price for reload and BBAI. If we break this prior bar at 81, then I'm going to jump out of this one, as it didn't get off the schneid. Like they usually feel if you hold the low and you're squeezable, like this is a squeezable name. You know what I mean when I say that. You hold that low from the aftermarket, it makes a break, breaks the downtrend, holds VWAP. It just doesn't seem to have that next leg in it. So again, this could just be a stock that needs more to go, give it the 2 or 3 day rule. But as long as it holds the bottom after earnings, I'm gonna be looking for little cheeky breakouts because there was one earnings breakout that I'll slap the fail on because sometimes you can have something on the note and not take it. My mind was, not my mind, but my level 2 was on NCLH this morning when Astis broke out, ASTS, Space Mobile. And this one was one of the few clean breakouts on the day. I don't know whether there was any sympathy over in like Rocket Labs or, I don't know, what else is sympathy to be? Yeah, whatever. There's Sidhu, I guess, could have gone maybe.
What about AVAV? AVAV was up nicely.
But that's more of a drone.
Yeah, you're talking about what?
No, I'm talking like specific space ones, like Sidus, not Sidious, Sidus as well would be a good one. But good breakout for ASTS here on the daily chart. I wonder about that 100 level. And then it was Sidhu. That's another sympathy. Oh, it didn't go that much. It's up.
Market ripping here. I don't know, something just happened, but we'll take advantage of that one.
Something's happening.
Right there, let's go, man. We were just the other way, man. It was just, I got to cancel. I have too many offers. That's why that went as a short sell. But yeah, there it goes, man. We were just getting some out underneath 48, wondering about that 200 period. All right, Trump has just truthed something. Yep. That's okay. So here we go, man. 48.35s. Here we go again, man. Let's go. We're in this, starting to go upside again here. So we'll wait to see from Adara what that story is all about, of course. But, nice move there on the futures as we continue to pump
It's insurance.
higher.
It's insurance.
All right, what's up, Adara?
We already had this report from earlier today, so this isn't like super shocking, but now Trump has announced it on Truth Social as of less than a minute ago. Effective, all caps, immediately, I have ordered the U.S. Development Finance Corporation to provide at a very reasonable price political risk insurance and guarantees for the financial security of all maritime trade, especially energy traveling through the Gulf. Apparently that'll be available through all shipping lines, and the Navy will begin escorting tankers through the Strait of Hormuz if necessary, as soon as possible. So this is, again, like everything in here was reported earlier today. Now Trump confirming a lot of that here. And again, main things, he will be providing political risk insurance. And then also they're going to be providing Navy escorts for tankers through the Strait of Hormuz if necessary. Back to you.
Yeah, so that's confirming a story from earlier, which also spiked down. Obviously, oil price is going to go down in that particular case. So CL, you have the futures contract. USO is going to look pretty much the same thing as well as they're heading to the downside. Just going to quickly double check.
Here it is. Here, 73.50. I don't know why this is doing this on this side of my screen right now.
You know what? It does that. So
it does that.
It's a NYMEX thing. I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to figure that out. But right now, it's showing the wrong prices there. But anyway, 73.13 right there, downside. We came in today with it up 8%. Oil, and there it is downside as President Trump sort of guarantees safe passageway there. That'd be interesting, man, if the Navy's going to start escorting boats through or ships through the
That's
Strait.
one way to make sure the
That's
supply.
very, very interesting. I'm nervous about that, to be honest with you. Just put
Well,
so
it's
many
not-
boats in perfect target.
It's not like we're expecting de-escalation at this point.
No,
anyway,
yeah,
so
exactly. So I guess it is what it is. But yeah, risky times calls for risky maneuvers. So shout out to Donald Trump for taking it, under his wing and just really saying, "F this, man." You guys want to do that? We'll do this. So here we go, man. Oil downside. So obviously names XOM, Occidental, probably, yeah, here we go. XOM going to take a little low there. This might be a better trade. Doesn't look like this even happened to XOM yet. Now, yeah, Oxy same way, man.
Oxy's right at VWAP.
Yeah, both of these names look like an Oxy a little lower than VWAP.
Just under VWAP.
Yeah. So it looks like we're both going to break both on XOM and Occidental right now, most likely CVX as well. You can check out the XLE.AM. There's the break there. So they all look alike, of course, and there it goes. So if you want to short some oil in your life, I do it with XLE, but, a lot of volume here, big ETF. I really like this one. It's the XLE. Yeah, it's funny there. What's up to Starch, whatever there. It says bend over American taxpayers in the chat. Yeah, I mean, this war is going to cost a lot of money, right? And it's just a matter of getting that all figured out. I mean, loss of life over money, right? I mean, you just got to think about what you stand for and what you believe in. And there is going to be political back and forth with every single decision that President Trump makes, right? Is it more of Israel's war? Is it more United States war? Like, this is what's going to go back and forth. And at the end of the day, we just have to trade what we hear, what the policies are, and how it affects the market. So, that's what I was getting at. Like, no matter where you are on everything, if you're a trader, you just have to respect what you see. And, that's why we said today, like, how many times have we seen the Nasdaq just battle back all afternoon? So when I saw these longs there and just did not break during this kind of a move, that's why we had become much more confident in trying to hold a long. Obviously, in hindsight, wishing we had way more shares than what we have right now. But we're happy with our decision, and we're going to wait to see what now happens with the TQs back there to the upside. But that was that most recent jump there, obviously in the futures, and we'll see where it goes from here. But so far, so good. On the Nasdaq and on oil, both actually
good for the economy.
Yeah, both are actually acting the way they're supposed to. Oil down on that news, and the market going back up because of what you just said there. It'll make it easier for China to get their oil, and yeah, that's another thing. That's olive branch for China.
Although, I mean, I guess not everyone would be happy with that. Maybe.
Oh, the economy. I mean, just these broader stock markets.
Definitely, and actually, there's getting a little bit of a breakout here for like some of the names that have been beaten up on oil prices going up, like the cruise lines, definitely going to be part of it, starting to break out a little bit. So the other side of that trade, maybe find some things that have been depressed. CCL's breaking out, NCLH from earlier this morning. Where is that? Maybe, well, that's right, but NCLH is at post earnings and just a little bit weaker. CCL is a stronger one here. So that could be a bit of a play on a breakout. Just want to go to the higher time frame first, see what that doesn't look as bad. Doesn't look as good on the higher time frame. It's a mini breakout that has room to about 29.20 before it gets into resistance. That's not that bad. That's still 2% that we can go. So I like this CCL. Stronger than NCLH. If it closes this candle above 28.5, look for a little bit of continuation potentially. But oil downside, that's ultimately a good thing. But for some of us that hold old stocks, this isn't a ring the register type of moment, I don't think, for me at all. Like, I own some Chevron. I wouldn't be selling on this. I think you're still a hold. We're still in the first innings. We're in spring training, unfortunately, for this conflict.
Okay. Yeah, and exactly. I mean, some of these stocks will also pay a dividend. Not that you'd want to hold too much for that, but yeah, nice move upside in many of these names. Yeah, it definitely does not hurt there. But okay, so we're just near the top again. With that news coming through, I was just like, that shot that back up. Is that, like we had just said, really a serious game changer? Not 100% certain for myself for that to be the case. So I'm kind of thinking right there, maybe emptying out this last little clip and then possibly thinking about a short. But, how convenient was it that it bounced off the 200 period? So obviously, I say that tongue-in-cheek. I don't think it has anything to do with bouncing off the 200 period. That was a news situation there. So I don't, that's something that I'm thinking about possibly going short. We could come back down and test that level, all right? So we'll hold off and just wait to see where we can go. But that's an idea that I'm thinking about right now is the short. And just like we did with Palantir, we thought about it and pulled the trigger, but didn't look back at it. So let's look back at that. I'm still holding the trade, so I'll be able to monitor it on my P&L there too. So, all right, man. I mean, remember what we said about silver? Came into VWAP there and held it. Like, we had, we started the show at 2 p.m. and we went over some ideas, and I was like, if silver can come into VWAP again, although I mentioned, like, if we can't hold it, I really do like the short breaking down. But right there with the future starting to pop up, and there we go. New highs in the future right now. So we'll go chicken dinner winner. Much better, I would think, than the meatballs that we had. But there we go. Nice upside play in silver. Nice upside play there as the Nasdaq. And we're still long, taking out the high of the day right now in the Nasdaq. What up, eh?
Keep an eye here on META. Wall Street Journal reporting that the company will be creating a new applied AI engineering organization. No more details yet, but again, META pushing higher on reports that it will be creating a new applied AI engineering organization. Back to you.
Whatever that means. No. Look, man. If Meta's good, I don't care what you do in Meta. Get the stock price higher. All right, Zuck. Figure it out, buddy. We're back at, look, we're holding 650, which is okay, but it has not been okay for quite some time. Hey, we're at the 50-period moving average, 650, and the 50-period, that's all well and good, but we need to press. We need to press this resistance. This is a breakout waiting to happen. Is this the catalyst that's going to do it? I have no idea. Quite frankly, I'm not even sure with no details exactly what that headline means, but we do need to bust through this. It's more like 662 or something like that would be this local high. We've been bumping our head on this for a while and cannot seem to bust through, so let's juggernaut that one, hopefully, Zuck. But that's not a headline that I'm going to read too much into. The way I look at it is this: if the headline isn't immediately obvious to me that it's a good thing or what exactly they're getting into, I'm not going to overreact to it. So CCL is trying to continue. As I said, there's some overhead resistance into it yesterday. Like, if it gets to this 29 level, that's pretty much where we closed yesterday. So I would take this move into 29 and not try to be a hero about it any further, because overall, like, while this is good news, I don't think this is blowing anything out of, oh, that's a bad pun. Blowing anything out of the water is probably a bad pun here when we're talking about the conflict and CCL, but you get the point. If it gets to 29, that's a target. My stop is at 50, so we're risking just under 10 cents. Let's go back to Adair. We got more news.
Keep an eye here on the Nasdaq, QQQ. We are seeing reports suggesting that Syria is now sending thousands of troops to reinforce the border with Lebanon. So Syria now also entering the fray. Back to you.
Yeah, it's definitely not de-escalating, that's for sure.
No, all right. No. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be too much de-escalation happening, and Trump has, just told everybody this is going to take a little bit of time. And yeah, some of those videos that they posted up there on Instagram are pretty awesome. Well, not awesome. I mean, it's pretty much destruction, but just to see the accuracy and what that looks like, it's crazy to think that it's so much like a video game. But yeah, it's. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Maybe I can find it.
It's wild. It is wild stuff. It's incredible. The technology.
Oh no, it's
advancements are absolutely insane. That's where those billions go, right? I mean, defense spending ain't going anywhere, but up in the long run.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know who shared it. Was it the White House or what? Oh no, I can't. I don't know. It was on my. Oh, maybe it was right here. Yeah, this is probably. That's it.
That's it.
Right here. So it's just like how accurate these are. Like, it's just like, there it is, and there it's gone. And then the next one comes through, and it's just like, these are all from the White House there. This looks like some sort of a tank, or I don't know if that was even a tanker. I don't know if that was in the water or what. But it's just, it sucks to watch it. Like, there's even humans there. Like, maybe I shouldn't even be showing this. It's just like, what a crazy situation and time that we're in right now. And I just, everyone just try to be obviously as safe as possible. And, we hope for all the best for all the families out there. And that this can just come to an end almost ASAP right now. But, that is unfortunately something that we're doing right now. Okay, so yeah, that was this sort of, move higher right there. President Trump just said he doesn't care if Iran doesn't come to the World Cup. Of course he doesn't care about that. 147 right there for Palantir. So as we talk about some of those moves, you know, a name like Palantir obviously contributes, you know, doesn't contribute that to Palantir. So there it goes, nice upside move as they're part of that whole sort of war machine, unfortunately, with the United States. And that puts us into RTX, which would be Raytheon up there, 206 and change. That's down actually today. We could sell LMT. So if you were interested in, you know, sort of looking out for this, I'm just going over it. These are some good defense stocks. You know, a couple of ETFs that I think are decent, man. This global security ETF bug. You know, heading into tonight, we have CrowdStrike. We've made some decent plays there with PanW and Zscaler. Zscaler is actually getting hit a little bit. But yeah, there's Bug, another good sort of cybersecurity name to look out for here in the space, right? There's that. And I keep on going with CIBR. But I was talking again with another hockey dad last night, and we were talking about it. And
it's got a lot of
space, and he was just, I don't know what Bug has, but
CIBR, like it's well diversified, but like for my books, it's just too diversified. Like, I don't know, I'd rather just own CrowdStrike and PanW and leave it at that.
Yeah, those are the ones.
Yeah, because if those are the ones for you, then fair enough. And I hate the term, it is what it is, but I find like there's so many thematic ETFs, it can get a bit much oftentimes. And if you really, really like a name or two in the space, then that's good enough as well.
Yeah.
If you don't, then that's exactly where you just go with the ETF. If you like the theme, then by all means go with the ETF. At least for, Drago says careful with Crowd. It's already up $50 in 5 days. I am a little worried about them tonight because it is up significantly. It's a pretty significant bounce and a downtrend going into earnings. And you can say all you want about the Nasdaq and the V-shaped recoveries we have the last couple of days. That hasn't really changed our reaction, like the market's reaction to earnings, especially in the tech space, which overall this quarter has not been very good, right? Like I don't know how many times have we seen it. I feel like we're a broken record. Hey, this company beat on the top and the bottom, and why is it down? And then you keep reading, and then you find something that wasn't right, and then we just all say that that's the reason it's 10% down because we have nothing left. And I feel that's what I'd be concerned about here with CrowdStrike. I still long-term fine, but for tonight, I would be at least a little bit concerned there. I just heard there was a halt, but just a quick update. I moved the stop on Carnival, topped out at 28.8, so kind of got halfway to 29 there, but just moved the stop up to the prior bar. So if it takes out any prior candle on the 3-minute, we'll jump out of it. This is a chase on the news. The news bump was down here. I'm chasing it up here, so we're going to tighten the stop because a retracement would take you all the way back in, and I don't want to lose that extra percentage or so. What was that halt just now?
I have it. It's BRAI. It's Brain. So right now, these guys have halted. Brain Limited right now. So just tick, 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 tick. Basically no volume at all on this move. It just got halted there. Volume up, limit down right now for Brain. And I wish that was BBAI. But right now, $31 there. Yeah, BBAI just didn't come through. They got that 1 cent EPS there, minus 1 cent versus minus 6 cents. So I think Big Bear AI, they almost got there. You know, their government contracts, revenue were a little light there. They have the Army program volume, which was a good one. They're operating national security and travel-related AI markets. I was just reading it here. The problem is, ended the quarter with only 92 million in cash and equivalents. That's good. So they're sitting on about 100 million in cash. So we're fine with that one right there. Debt has been reduced by more than 90%. So this is what I mean. They're getting more efficient. I actually think BBAI does have an opportunity to go upside. The problem is their full year guide was between 135 and 165 when the street was looking for 164. So it's like the high end of their expectation is what the street was expecting with like a 25% down draw there down to 135. So if they miss, then yeah, that would be horrible next time around. So yeah, man, EPS strengthened by its balance sheet. So I like that. A company now, hopefully if they have a strong balance sheet, no need to go out, raise more capital or anything like that. EPS of minus 1 cent versus minus 6 cents. And it's just, you know, it's been not great, obviously, for Big Bear AI, and that report now behind them. So let's just see if they can, somehow get going a little bit. Big Bear AI. I don't even know, like if you took a play into this one, into earnings, I think I would probably just get out right now. If you broke below basically 350, this kind of level right there, you can actually go down into this 350. That's 340. So something like that, just because, you know, it didn't give us that squeeze. That could still squeeze tomorrow. Like, this could be easily a day 2 play as focus has been elsewhere today. But yeah, that's not a horrible report at all. And I was looking for EPS positivity. We almost got it. Like, it went from, like I said, -6 cents to -1 cent, but not good enough to get everybody excited now. So we'll see if Big Bear AI does have an opportunity to get a little long. All right, well, remember when we were up here and we said maybe we should be shorting the market? Well, yeah, maybe we should have. And right now with an hour left, we're just gonna wait to see. We're trying to bounce around right now, VWAP. VWAP's down here, the 50 period and the 25 period. So we'll see if we can beat that, and then if not, maybe we can go short right around here, 48.20 or so, and then use something as a real quick out, man. Like, even if we use, 40s or something like that as an out. But, on an up market, I don't really like to short a strong market. But that could be something. Maybe we have to look at silver as well. That BBAI right there, brain just opened up again to $31. Look at the spread, man. This is $2. This is going to be extremely tough to trade the way we trade. So, if you're on this, that's great. But like, you lose that 29.50, the next bids, you got 28.20 there. So you're talking about losing a couple bucks if it loses the bid or the offer
Also,
one way or the other.
There's just no liquidity on that thing.
That's the other thing. Like, you could throw your money at
they're
this.
there.
See if you win, but there it is. Like, there's the break at 29.50, and now if you want to punch out, this is saying 24.16 is the next actual Nasdaq realistic bid.
Look at that. Like, the second bid is the limit level. Think about that. I've never seen a stock where that is true. Where you're looking at it, there's only 2 actual liquidity points, and then the liquidity and the limit level's right there. Like, that's insane.
There it goes, downside.
Well, they are working. You know what? I think there might be a thing on the Amex. Because we didn't see it on BATL, BATL. And now that I think about it, I'm not sure that I've seen the halt band on BATL. So I might put a ticket in for that. I might put a ticket in, or just maybe ask like somebody that would know here at Real Trading. So CCL came back to break even, jumped out. If it gets down to 28.3, then that would be where, when that news story hit, maybe look for a re-entry at that particular price. It's almost power hour here. And Wendy's tendies. So Wendy's tendies was a conversation about BBAI and this program to increase their share float, which my understanding, and I asked, and again, I asked Gemini this. I'm not saying I know this for sure, but according to Gemini, any move to increase that float double is still up for proxy vote. Like, it's not decided. So anyone saying that they are doubling their share count, to my knowledge, that's not exactly true. It could happen, but there's like a proxy battle, so they have not voted to do that. Mob Deep or MOBX or MOBX, whatever we're calling it, 500% and just broke the dollar level. Stock is going absolutely ham as it just goes running and running and running. BBAI, the reload, is going to take out VWAP. Well, I don't know. It's back to VWAP. It just can't seem to go past. I can't get through the 390. It's bounced a couple times, this time with a lower high. Not a huge fan. It broke trend, but it hasn't really done anything with this VWAP hold. So I'm going to jump out when this loses the volume weighted average price for sure. But that BATL stock, which is the other small capper, which was going ham, despite the fact that we got that headline, like that headline that dropped the oil futures, BATL didn't even budge. They didn't even care. It's still up here. It's still no breakout through 30, but I would take that as a good sign. Like, what did Oxy do? Or I could look at USO's, probably a better example. USO's barely bouncing, still trend down. I know Oxy was a potential play if it could have gone to VWAP. It's making some lower highs. So BATL seems to want to do its own thing. Good for them. That's not a good sign for the shorts, because the whole point of these outsized small cappers that are running because of an increase in oil prices and energy prices, you would think they would unwind faster when there's any shock to the downside. So that would embolden the longs, I think, here in BATL. Adara?
Yeah, I've got some more headlines coming in through I just want to keep an eye here on banks. I'm seeing a headline suggesting that U.S. banks are on high alert for cyber attacks as Iran war escalates. I'm not seeing much of a move on these banks. They're all near day highs, but just be aware here, these stocks will be on watch. Furthermore, I'm seeing comments from Grossi of the IEIA. I did some research. This could be the International Atomic Energy Agency. They do work in the nuclear field, though if it's a different agency, I'll let you know. Apparently, this individual is saying there's no evidence that Iran is building a nuclear bomb. Back to you.
No, they're not building one anymore. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely were, but I would say they're probably not anymore. There's BRAI, as we had talked about one more time. I'm going to get off of this because I don't think there's a lot of you trading it. I just wanted to bring it up because we had talked a little bit about it there just for a minute, but there it goes, man. 32 down to 28, looking like it wants to open back up around 26.15 is the current tap. Just want to bring it up. Because we had talked about it. I was like, if it loses that bid, you probably halt immediately, and there it goes right now. So all good over there. Yeah, like I'm starting to get a little bit anxious here and thinking about shorting this. I mean, I know it's been a nice move there. We came in, I mean, yesterday's close was fine, but, you know, we started to get going once Asia got a hold. All right, you know what? I'm just going to offer here. If I get 25s, fine. I'm just going to offer this 20. Okay, I'm going to offer 22s. I'm offering 23s. There it is. We got 23, or we got 22s. Okay, so out right there, closing off the trade. That was a great one, man. And so they go as purple here because I had other offers up higher and I forgot to cancel. So there it is. We got it. Oh, wow. Maybe a bad out right there. But okay, we only had a couple percentage points left, but there it goes, man. Out of that. And just was thinking about shorting it. Just got a little bit like to take the risk of it going all the way up there. All right, bad out, obviously. On that last little piece, but let's just see what winds up happening. That's almost like there's news immediately there as soon as I get out, but there's the pop-up. Like it's doing nothing, and then we have the largest green candle since that one must have saw me punch out, but right into there, 48, no, of course not, 48.50. I mean, do we really want to go short? I mean, I punched out so that I could have a clearer head about actually going short right here. Let me check about a 5-minute chart real quick. And I don't use anything, like we could be using RSIs or anything like that. I don't. The RSI would be relatively flat now anyways. The stock has done nothing. So we'll just have to look out just to see, you know, where the markets are coming from right now. And if you can see here on the TQs, huge move from that 45.50 area. So that was nice to see. But, you know, you're coming into a little bit of an area. It's almost like we need to get a little bit higher there. 48, 60s, or 70s, that would kind of coincide right there, which gives us a decent area of support that made us go to the high side. So do we have enough juice to break that? We shall see, but I don't mind that trade going short. We just got to try to break through the 200 period first. So I just, you know, maybe there's something there. What is that wick? That wick's up to 50 where we just went again and then fell back. All right, small trade. Let's just try it right now. We'll put a little bit on. I'll punch some 32s in there. We got 31.5. We'll offer some 35s, and then we'll kind of just see if we can get a decent price, and then, you know, maybe even use this as our stop right now, and just to get a little bit more conservative on this play as we head into the power hour. So, all right, let's go. We could go all the way to 70. I just don't really want to give that much back if we're wrong. 48.50 will be the stop right now. So that is wake up, America. We got a new position on right now. We'll put a bid out there. Just is like 10 cents worth of risk. So we'll see if we can get a downside trade here. Right now I'm bidding 24s, and our stop is going to be at 50. So let's see what winds up happening. Trying to get out of about 20% or so in the 20s.
Speaking of leveraged ETFs, volatility creates movement. We know that. And for sophisticated traders, that movement creates opportunity. BetaPro by Globex offers Canada's first and longest running suite of leveraged and inverse ETFs built for sophisticated investors who understand the risks of leverage and the importance of that precision. Its triple leverage bull and 3x bear ETFs tied to the Nasdaq 100 index are designed for daily tactical trades, providing amplified daily exposure and giving traders tools to engage with both upward momentum and market pullbacks. These strategies are currency hedged, seeking to offset US dollar exposure back to the Canadian dollar. For those navigating short-term market moves up or down, BetaPro offers the flexibility to act with conviction, whatever that looks like for your individual strategy, objectives, and risk profile. Trade tactically and learn more at betapro.ca. Scan the QR code you see out in front of you. And remember, leverage ETFs great for trading, watch out for that decay. You don't want to be investing in them for the long run, for sure. So shout out to Beta Pro. I want to thank them for sponsoring Power Hour, which we are now in. We only have less than an hour to go till we get some earnings after market. I know it's not just CrowdStrike, but that's the one that's going to be on my mind. Now looking at this Oxy, I don't know if we're going to get back to VWAP at this point, but oil stocks moving to the downside for sure. And I'm going to look at this 53.6. Interesting. We've got a super chat here.
I was going to say, because I've only traded 3 names
but Netflix
today.
was not on my list.
That's what I was going to ask you about.
Yeah, I could show you my note this morning. The only thing I didn't trade that was on my note was ASTS, was Astis. Like Astis was the miss. I didn't have Netflix on my note. I might have written down some levels on the iPad, which I occasionally do, but no, Netflix wasn't on the note today. I'd be a little bit more upset if. Like the long one. I wish it was on the note. It was a breakout for $2. I did recently buy. What? My batteries did? No, it's not.
Okay. I was gonna say, so I've only traded 3 names. I noticed you traded 9, and that's just about whatever the setups go, right? And sometimes we miss the different. We have scanners going right now as well, but so we get our 25 Phil right there on the TQs for the 10 cents. We're gonna wait, man. We got out of 15% there. Let's see if the market wants to fall down and we can try to be that trader we want to be again here. So that's 48. Let's go to like 48.05 or something like that. Actually, let's go to 48.10s right now and see if we do get a little bit of a movement to the downside right now on that. But there it goes, 48. 24, 25, nice little downside play here. Let's see if it wants to go. This is the short right here. This is me getting out of the long, of course, and this is us building the short against that level. Well, let's just see if it goes. I mean, we'd like it for it to go, that's for sure. And if that happens, that happens. If not, no. SMR might be at a level again. Let me just double check to see what Sam Michael Roberts is doing right here. Down 3%. So earnings a couple days ago. I guess not really well received right there, SMR. But, looks like it's starting to edge down a little bit. And come right back into a level. This is when I almost first bought SMR and did it to like this, which was good. I don't remember exactly when, but down here in the teens was a good one, of course. Former IPO not too long ago, SMR. New scale, of course, but $12 all the way to 55 or so, and then back into 12 one more time. So, not much going on there for SMR today, but still down that 3% and not looking great. Yeah, Nasdaq, man, came back up. So this is a light position, like heading into tonight. We've done really well. I'll take a little bit more here at 44s. Well, I was at 44s there, we never got filled. If we get it, and then we're punching out at 50 anyways. So if this is a move higher right now, fine, so be it, man. You know how much we'll give back if we lose on this? Maybe 5% of what we made on this move. So I think it's well worth taking the shot. That's too bad. We were at 44, man. It went to 43. Maybe we'll get some 44s, and then we stop out if it breaks 50. It's a real easy day trade, man. And that's crazy. 43.9 is the high right there. 1 cent away from getting a reload or more shares anyways, up at 48.44. So we'll still try that, and then we'll go. XOM looks like it wants to break lower, says Chuck of all trades. Yeah, I mean, this was one that I was looking, this is one that I was looking at right there, actually. And that's too bad, man. Like we talked about it right there, didn't have it, and there's the break lower. So yeah, thanks for pointing it out. I did bring that up when it was there, but now it looks like you're right. Now it looks like you want to break the low of the day here on XOM. So I wish we would have had it there. Definitely not too late to have it here. XOM looking lower.
We got a super chat. I don't know, Ron. What about NEO? You guys, I mean, I don't know. Do we have a reason that we're looking at NIO? Because I haven't been able to think of one since it lost the $5 level. And let's be real, it was trying to make a bottom. It did a yeoman's effort, and it failed. So it tried to hold the lows, tried to break back above the 50 period. This is when it lost $5 a couple of days ago, and despite maybe a flat bottom break, that could be a reason to look at it. maybe it's this. You break this 437 level and you're looking for a short on NIO. So yeah, it's not every stock that has been interesting in the past remains interesting. I don't know what to tell you here, but NIO, it could be a breakdown short. I could see that tomorrow. But outside of that, Ron, I'm not really seeing too much over there. My eyes are going to go back over to Oxy. Should have just forgotten about VWAP. And if you took it on the news and didn't really care about getting it into resistance, it's obviously worked. But this consolidation into the low, it is the low of the day at 53 change, 53.07. So wanting to get some kind of a bounce, I wouldn't want to short the actual low of the day. You'd rather carry something into the low as opposed to actually hitting the low with 50 minutes until we have the bell. So I'm going to try to park in the high 30s in front of the 40 level, see if we can't get picked up for sure. And NIO, I've never really been that fan of their model, either the battery swapping. I know they got a bit of a niche thing that works for them, and they've been able to get costs down like a lot of the Chinese EV names. So I don't really have a long-term opinion on it, but the chart's pretty nasty, that's all.
Yeah, I don't, I'm a Tesla guy myself. Let me go over here and have a quick look at Tesla. We talked about 390 on the downside. Looks like we get as low as 386 today. Yuck. Don't like to see that. Therefore,
it held again, though.
It held again, yeah, but no, I mean, it broke. It broke this level there. Sure, we are holding now, so all good on that one. That part's correct. But yeah, right now, I don't know, still underneath. I'm not sure this is looking like anything to me right now, unless it's going to be a short right around this 395 area. That could at some point play. But yeah, Tesla, yeah, so there it was. Same kind of timing, right? I mean, like we went long the TQs and everything when it was down here. So we did sniff out some longs. It was just not on Tesla. And yesterday we had, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, man. Like I really love trading Tesla. I think you guys know that. And, we'll definitely be back on the Tesla front very, very soon. But good trading for Tesla, just not in it today as it's trying to right now break a little through some of this level. That could be a decent long, if we break. We're above VWAP, above the 200, above the 50-period moving average, looking like it wants to go. The thing about, we got that super chat about Netflix. Yeah, and again, I post all my recent buys and everything like that on X. You guys can go follow it at TraderTV Sean. Again, thanks for all the follows on that, 56,000 or so. But yeah, I just want to show you, this has been a decent move right here for sure on Netflix, right? And ever since now they're able to clean up that balance sheet. They no longer have to worry about that 85 billion and having to potentially up that price to get Warner Brothers. And we had that's right, our charts won't show that, but we had sort of said that if there was going to be, because they were actually rocking before the quarter and the Warner Brothers talk. So, we thought that if there was an ability to, lose the Warner Brothers bid, we could see, a nice move back there to the upside. And it looks like that is exactly what's happening right now for Netflix. All right, I'm still bidding 31s here on this TQ short. Not doing much, but we are still short this, waiting to see if it does come in. That's 30s right there, so that's why we're bidding that. Maybe we get one swipe down and we're able to take out about 20% down there, and then we'll see. We're going to get stopped out if it breaks 50, so that's the plan of action. If it fills when we're gone, I'll update you, but we're just going to go over to Adara.
Keep an eye here on Coinbase. COIN announcing that their users may be experiencing latency or degraded Bitcoin transactions on Base app and wallet extension. This kind of breaking through a level of support here, but it doesn't look too dissimilar from other crypto names. So it looks like Coinbase kind of moving with its crypto peers right now, regardless, though the catalyst, so you guys are aware, is that the company announced their users may be experiencing latency or degraded Bitcoin transactions on the Base app and their wallet extension. Back to you.
No, I was just telling Sean, every time I log into my Coinbase account, there's some petition it wants me to sign, and users having issues, and it's not anything new. I feel like when there's any volatility, this is what happens to it. It is what it is. When you get that extra volume, more people are in, and I don't know why their systems can't seem to handle it, but that's just my experience having used Coinbase. And realistically, I don't really use it that often, so I'm probably the worst example because I'll probably transact every couple of months or so. But Oxy, we got back into this, or got into it. We haven't traded Oxy. We got into it underneath that 40 level. It's just playing 53.4 to 53.2 right now, so we'll hold inside the range, looking for that low of the day. So again, there was that headline where the U.S. is going to backstop or provide insurance and also potentially, I guess, escort some tankers. Oil went down, Oxy fell along with it. We're taking a consolidation short into the low of the day. Another super chat we just got, and it's another one. Did we already get this one? There's another one on Netflix. Is a 4x margin long on Netflix unwise?
Oh, my.
Yeah, but it depends on your, look, everyone's risk parameters are their own. Like, what is your confidence in the trade? Do you have the account to hold it? Is there a structured setup that you like? One person's nonsensical trade could be another person's A or B setup. Like, who are we to say? You know, it's not for anybody to say. You have to have a plan of action. If you've made trades like that in the past, have they worked out for you as a positive expectancy? If the answer is yes, then fair enough. But if the answer is no, that overall you lose money doing that, then I think that would answer itself. But you got to be able to answer that question again for yourself. I like Netflix. I recently bought some at 83, but I'm not leveraging into it when I swing trade it.
Yeah, I like Netflix. I'll be holding that for a very, very long time. Let's see if the Nasdaq wants to flush down. There's a 3-to-1 trade just given to you. Right now, we were going to stop out. We were short at 42s. We were probably short at 40s, right? So I think it was about 10 cents or so worth of risk right there. We just took a 21 or 22 fill down there, 22s. So we get our 31s, then 22s, and 25s. Just trying to get out. Though I'm actually already out of half. Now let's let it go, man. We're going to try to see. We're trying to wait to get 48 10s if we could do that. And then we'll possibly get 48s. And then work on it from there. Let's just leave it and look for something else. I just want to give you guys a rough little update of what we're doing because I know, obviously, there's people in the chat asking me. So, okay, that's that. Let's go to the downside. I'm glad we talked about this, right? I mean, it's so far so good on that trade. All right, Apple, Robinhood was the one I wanted to look at. Let's go, futures. Get down, man. All right, Robinhood. So like this stock, I like it at that 70 marker now that it's sort of proven itself, right? I mean, we've now bounced off a bunch of times there at 70. Futures are starting to go, guys. I'm going to bid out. We can just wait. Give me that 11. Oh, it's bouncing off 11s. It's bouncing off 11s right now. Wow, big trade alert over here. I hope your Oxy's going, but there goes the futures, man. We just got a nice move into 12s, into 13s on that, man. Yesterday we missed it. Today we go, and get that short right back in. Give me those 11. I just took some 13s. There's the 11s. Yeah. So there it goes, man. Huge trade right there. And look, man, we took more shares. So these were not the shorts, right? These are me getting out of the long. These are the shorts right there. So boom, we take one short in front of the 21 period. Then we talk about it. Then we go short. Then it starts printing to the downside. So this is an official 3-to-1 now, risk to reward right there. So there it is. What's up, Charlie Taft? Saying, let's go over there. Yeah, man, let's go to you too. I just hope that you guys got some of these trades on board. Like I said, I've traded 3 names, very specific what I'm looking for, and there's another move to the downside. So same to you, Charlie, right there, man. This guy's got a 2.5K day on the board right there. So that's a good job there, Charlie. Thanks for your support and everything as well. As we're getting lower, guys. I'm bidding 48.01 right now and see if we can get that fill as we just talked about it. And what up to MF Dane Generous? Hey, this is what I'm doing, man, every day. It doesn't matter. Long, short, schlong, whatever you want, man. This is what we're doing. There it is. So he says,
Schlong's impossible.
Slaying both sides like a G. Hey, man, that's what we're trying to do, man, every single day. So thank you again for all of the continued support here, MF Dane. And here it goes, man, 48 and change coming in. We're bidding 48.01. Hopefully we'll get that, but if in case we don't, I'm going to put an 08 as well. This is why I get out in my shares probably a little too fast, but hey, man, all we're doing is topping it off today, right? And another banger here. So let's see if there we go. We get the 08s, and now we'll wait for our 01s.
Schlong's an inside joke at real trading.
It's a short and a long.
Basically, it's like if you're sitting there and you were short like Apple, but then long like the market, or long like Microsoft, people would say, yeah, you're schlong, like pick a direction kind of deal. There?
Because I was gonna say, like, couldn't you also, like, for example, I don't know why you do this, but you could be like long, like, Nasdaq, like, or for example, like TQQQs, and then also long SQQQs, and that way you would also be schlong. Like, I feel like there's other ways to more directly do it, but in that case, I don't really, like, I don't know what the purpose would be. At that point, you're just like crossing your fingers. But yeah, I feel like there are ways to do it directly. They're just really weird.
there's the point of like there used to be legitimate arbitrage trading that existed in the market that non-computers could accomplish. I don't know, like 20-something years ago. Like that did exist, but way back in the day, and some of it had more to do with the books. It was all mechanical, and that's all gone. You can't really do any of that stuff anymore because obviously computers and algorithms are going to chew all of that advantage up. Every now and then, there was maybe a month ago, ZSL had a huge disconnect with SLV, and we pointed out in the midday, and there was effectively free money on ZSL if you could have grabbed. It was like a 25% move.
That was on the day that we had the biggest trade in Trader TV history. That was that day. That's correct. Yep.
Equity possibly,
Yeah. Well, no, everything. Okay, so, not IPOs, obviously.
No. There was a few trades.
You know. Okay, so here we go, guys. Thanks for that. Here we go. So here goes the TQ's downside. I just wanted to say something. That's why we have the 200-period moving average there. So what's up, Salvador here? I got into the TQQ short with you at 48.36. Hey, man, already out of 75%. Question, how do you train yourself to hold on to more shares? Yeah, I mean, it just comes with practice, right? I mean, you got to sort of, take the risks as they come. And, I don't hold on very much at all to these trades. I should hold them on a hell of a lot longer than that. So, no, not that. And I think you are right. I think I also do. I think I own. That's right. As far as equity is concerned, IPO trade.
No, I'm speaking of there wasn't a Arun trade when you weren't here one day.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, anyways, more from what I've seen, the largest trade in Trader TV history. And then the first one is the IPO.
Well, IPOs are a different ballgame. IPOs are a different ballgame.
Sure.
IPOs are definitely a different ballgame.
Oh,
speaking of which, we do have one this week. Almost 1 billion IPO should be coming out. What day is today? Tuesday. That'll be. It's actually mini med. It's like MMED. I want to keep saying mind med, so that'll be on the 6th. I guess that's Friday. What's up with these Friday IPOs? So mini med's going to be one, which I do like. I do like anything that's close to 1 billion share. If it's $1 billion in an IPO, then it gets into that range we like. So I've only reloaded Oxy. We'll again play it into the range. Appreciate you, cool. Although I gotta redo it tonight because it's starting to grow back for sure. And someone was asking which IPO it was. It wasn't Figma.
But I'm going to make a lot more on the other IPOs coming up. A lot more.
Well, the biggest IPO is going to be, it's a toss-up, whether it's going to be SpaceX or Anthropic, whichever one comes first. That'll be the biggest one of this year. And then the other will be the next biggest one. But those will dwarf in comparison to the ones we saw last year. Like it's the amount of liquidity available that changes in the game. Like what separates Figma and Circle from some of the ones that you've seen us take that weren't as good is it's just a matter of liquidity. Those ones that aren't at least $1 billion in notional value, like you get really rinsed on your slippage when you're trying to get out of them because there's just not a lot of volume in it, and that's a downside aspect.
All right.
Look,
we're going to.
Yet?
No, I got. I was only got one that got the donut. That one.
I thought you won online.
Oh, I did. Was that the donut one I won online?
You said you won.
Yeah, then it was. Yeah, I don't have any of them. Like normally I have them ripped over here. I don't have anything, but I get like a coffee a day anyway. All right, yeah, you know what? That's the thing, Spruce Tree. I gotta find some of these. I really like. I made some good money on water play like maybe 10 years ago, but I really love Hydro, and I gotta find it. I gotta look to get some more names. You guys tell me, but I really think water is a big trade, and the reason why it made so much money on that IPO is just taking enough shares, right? Enough to put some damage on the board, and then B, just seeing it so many times and taking it and trusting, the software and trusting your instinct. And it's like what I lose on ones that don't work out well is a fraction of what you make when they work well. So that's what we're talking about, and that's all that trading is, right? Is putting your risk in front of a reasonable risk-reward.
To that point, for me, the worst IPO ended up, it should have only been 1/10 of the best, but it ended up being like 20, a little bit more than that. And part of that was because I just had one of our one of our stop keys it wasn't coded incorrectly, but what I expected it to
trade,
do.
yeah.
What we're expecting it to do was a little bit different. Let's just say it fired the order not as aggressive of a limit order as the other stop orders did, and was simply unaware of that. And now that I know, we can adjust the trading or just use a different stop the next time, but would have lost even half, and that's on the worst one so far. And again, I don't remember what the name of that one was, to be honest with you.
One of the last ones there.
I don't know.
Anyways, just taking the long off the open.
That's the idea, take the long off the open, and they haven't always worked out, but the whole idea is that you have an idea where your out's gonna be right away, and then it's just a matter of what the slippage is. MOBX just broke new fresh highs, 500%. This just continues to be lit. The reason I wasn't really that interested in the dollar is on the daily chart, the dollar hasn't meant anything. So it's about $1.30 where there's actual resistance on MOBX. So I would suspect if you're looking for like a stop level or a turn level, although it is getting a little bit later on in the session, it would be around 130 that you'd be looking for sure. But it looks like it has a chance to get there. No halts on this, but remember it's a penny stock, now turning into $1, so it's gonna have to move a little bit more if it wants to halt, that's for sure. And it hasn't hard rejected that dollar. Someone just said it rejected hard going below $1. No, oh, you rejected going under the dollar, it did. Yeah, that's why it's going higher. So wait for 125, 130, that looks like a bigger level on the daily.
All right, we're going to get our, hopefully we get our 4801s. We just bounced off 02 there on the Q. So hopefully we do get this move down. And we're using triple levered ETF right here. You know what, because we missed it, I'm just going to cancel my 01s and just put it here at 06. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't, but that's what I'm going to do. More chance to get an 06 than an 01, of course. So we'll wait to see if we get that, put the orders out and see. So here we go. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. We're getting lighter and lighter on this. For about something like about 30 to 35% left or so on this. Oh, did we just get that? Oh, we got the 06. Okay. We get the 06. As we go bearish right there on that play. So we're pretty happy with that. Let me check out that BRAI name, another name here that was not doing anything. I know you were in BBAI 385, still not doing anything over there as well. And then you just got in and out of Oxy, I guess. I was just going to look to see if there's anything going on in oil. Yeah, no, I mean, you guys mentioned that XOM. I was just trying to find like names that might have some kind of volume into it that might be there. Yeah, you guys mentioned XOM, whoopsies, maybe breaking that day's low. It does not. It obviously bounces off. I assume probably that's what Oxy did there as well. And then
it just bounced off a higher low, but something just caught my attention on the early look.
SLV?
That's gonna, no, it's not SLV, it's Norwegian, just there. So another higher low got put in on Oxy. So it is what it is. Like it's not, it'll be a winner, but it's small. But I just saw 4.7 million shares to buy on NCLH, which was down most of the day and is still pulling back. I was short this in the morning. Obviously, hindsight being 2020, it was a reversal at VWAP. I wasn't bullish on it, so I didn't reverse it. For the second day in a row, I was only looking short on NCLH. But that's hefty. 4.7 million to the buy side on an early look with 20 minutes to go. So this could be played a couple of ways. I prefer flips. Like I would prefer it comes out as a big buy imbalance, and then in front of 355, you take the short, and then it fails to break out the high, it pairs off or flips, and then you short it as it pairs off. That's the way I would try to play that in NCLH. But that's 4.7 million buy. GDX is 3.4 million buy. That's pretty decent size. RKT, rocket companies. We don't really, I can't remember the last time we actually talked about that name. Are they moving? A little bit. 1.4 to the sell side for Rocket. But NCLH is the one that stands out. 4.7 million is going to be a big imbalance. So I've now moved the Oxy level 2 to that, and we're still tracking that MOBX as it tries to get to that 1.25, 130 level on the daily chart here. About halfway there. Let's see if it'll go. Chris Rover here. How did you know to get out of that Oxy short? Well, I think you always, if you're ever, well, I don't know. If I'm ever short into the low of the day, like the whole idea is this consolidation, I want it to run and retest the low. But it's always tricky short in the low of the day. The second it does this lower high, then it starts making a higher low, and the second it threatens making another higher low, well, higher lows are kind of like trend back up, so I don't like it. If this was at VWAP, which was the initial place where I think the trade made the most sense, yeah, then you give that much more room because it's a better trade than trying to short it off of the low of the day there. But there, once I see it making those higher lows, it's like, nah, man, get the heck out of Dodge. That consolidation broke the low, and when it broke the low, the first thing it did is made a higher low, and it made another one. So, breaking the low is supposed to cause a flush. When it doesn't, you look for a bit of the exit there. Thankfully, it gave me a good one.
All right, let's look over here and see who's reporting. Okay, tonight is Tuesday night, so a little small one. CrowdStrike and GitLab, so not too many names there. Obviously, we see Target fire up.
Big GitLab.
The target right there, that's hitting some of my targets here today. As just realized my phone was in my pocket. Let's charge that up. It's already 90%, so we're good. Okay, so right into here, this is what we're talking about. Broadcom, this is the big one. We're going to go Wednesday night. Broadcom, Viva, Rigetti, Okta, bullish, American Eagle. So only name there, Broadcom. And then we have Costco coming, Samsara. Ooh, Samsara, a name that your boy likes. Ooh. Both of these names are here tonight. And
Don't you own Costco?
Yeah, I own all three of these names. Is that bull? So I do own some Webull. That's not doing anything. We'll see what that does.
Oh, that's bullish. That's
yeah, that's that BLSH. We do have CrowdStrike coming tonight. That's a name that I own. So that should be interesting to see what happens there. I haven't bought any since July of 24 when that first move went to the downside there. So we're okay with whatever is going on there. And that is CrowdStrike. We'll wait for that one to come through. Viva, nothing going on. Rigetti, this is tomorrow, so another quantum name. And then pre-market tomorrow. The retail goes early. So Abercrombie, A&F, have a check at that stock if you are a shareholder. See what's going on.
GitLab's a dumpster fire.
Yeah, well, I imagine so. There, GTLB.
I feel it's
not in the right
anecdotally.
space.
I can't remember the last time it wasn't an attractive looking short on earnings. No, it's the wrong space, maybe the wrong time. What you would have going for GitLab is how badly it's been beaten up, right? So maybe like GitLab would be a candidate for if we come here tomorrow, and not at this time, but in the morning, and we're sitting down 25% on GitLab after the report. Well, it's one of those, it's down so far that maybe you get a bit of a relief rally because you're broken 2023 lows, although it's recovering a little bit. So if it is 25% down, you're talking maybe a bounce off the $20 level or something adjacent to that. I could see that being a potential trade for GitLab, but it's a lot to presume that it would be down double 20%. I don't think anyone's predicting that. I'm not even sure what the expected move is. My guess is it's not 20% on GitLab. Probably like 12.
Let me look it up. The expected earnings?
No expected move.
Move. I meant move. I was only saying that because
it probably goes down even if they beat. Let's be real.
Adara sometimes will have them up here. I might have clicked on the wrong one. No, I don't think she has it for today. We can go. Where did we used to find that? It's not on Benzinga. It's on FinViz or something. But you can go check this out, man. At Trader TV Research. I'd love to put that out for you guys. There, here.
Crowd 7.7.
Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, it was on Market Chameleon.
Yeah, but then GitLab's all the way down here. 15% last time it moved 13. So it could. Oh, high cross reports pre-market? Well, that was this morning. I was going to say, I'm like, isn't that already report? Yeah, so 15%, that's not nothing on GTLB. Not nothing. 15. So I could see us 20% down on GitLab. All right. I could definitely see us 20%. Minnesota Trader, you guys should take a look at there was an IPO today. Really? WEPN, you say?
All right, let's look at the chart.
No, I can't call it. I don't see it. WEPN? Is that ticker right? I only have one. I just go to here to look for IPOs. And keep it pretty simple. Like Nasdaq has a website. They got their upcoming IPOs for March. All that's listed is FreeCast and then MMED.
Oh, no, that was one.
And some SPAC.
Yeah,
so I guess it's not in our system then.
No, WEPN. Let me check. That's New York, I think. Yeah, no, we don't have it in, but here it is right here on your 1 minute chart from eSignal. So yeah, good call out there. That was right away hitting. So yeah, WEPN. Good look there for you traders that are looking at that. Looks like it hit right away, like right at 940. I guess it came out at 49 bucks. So yeah, not a good one, man, for WEPN there today. So that would have, you get long at 49 there or so down to 48. Now, I don't know. I'm just playing around about trying to, crush all these IPOs. They have to be really set up right. And I don't know, WPN's out of there. I don't know here's bullish, they're reporting tomorrow. Let's have a look at what that's doing. But you got to look at the tap and you got to look at where the expected open was.
Or that's an income ETF. It gets.
Yeah, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, tomorrow night, Brendo, right there. So I was just trying to figure out if we're doing a after show for Broadcom tomorrow. It's tomorrow night. So it's the only one reporting. So I'll get back to you guys. I'm asking the executive producer if we're doing that.
Yay.
I'm a slave to two people, three
goat,
people, the
that's not a
market,
sheep.
Brendan, and my wife, and my daughter, most recently. Okay, here we go. So look, man, I mean, we talked about only having 30% left. We got some more outs here on the TQs. Then we got another out right there at 22. So we're about 20% left, maybe a little bit less than that, as we start to come back up to the upside. I am not gonna reload this. We're still gonna stop out at 50. I need to make the math, and right there, it is not happening right here. So I'm gonna wait, get out if we can, but at the end of the day, this is what I'm trying to do, is wait to see if there is a reaction short now in the market. I mean, we could trade some silver, but yeah, that WEPN doesn't even look like it's doing any volume. So that would be another red flag for any recent IPOs. What up, A?
Just want to let you guys know here, GeoOGL on the move a little bit. We did have, I guess, at 3:20 p.m. Eastern, so this would have been roughly 15 minutes ago. The company presented at an industry event, reaffirming its fiscal 2026 CapEx guidance. So they're still expecting $175 to $185 billion in CapEx. Apparently, half of their ML compute this year is expected to go to cloud, so that signals heavy near-term commercialization of their AI infrastructure. So CapEx guidance maintained and infrastructure spending set to be pretty, or I guess commercialization here of AI infrastructure set to be pretty heavy in the near term. Back to you.
Aight.
Thank you, Adara. NCLH is a bigger imbalance now, so it's now 5.7 million to the buy side for Norwegian Cruise Lines. This will be one to watch in about 10 minutes when these imbalances
I mean, that would
come
make
out.
sense. I mean, there's so much information now about all these cruises and all this travel safety.
If we're getting a little bit of a pullback on oil prices, a small one here, you could see some buying come back in. They've been beaten up for 2 days in a row. What do I know of VICI? VC is also an imbalance. But NCLH is going to be the one that stands out. And whether you're looking at, I know we were just looking at CCL. NCLH has been beaten down 3% today, almost double digits. Yeah, this could be an interesting bounce spot. It did bounce off support. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't really trying to carry it through any further, and we were able to get that bottom, is it's on a support level. So buyers coming in makes some sense, but a buy and balance doesn't guarantee that it's going to go with the upside now or go to the upside in 10 minutes. Just keep that in mind. Just because you see 5.7 million doesn't mean the stock is going to go ramp job.
I gotta say,
never that simple.
What's up to my man, Johnny T, 1976. You've got 3 years on me, my guy. All right, it's funny because you said cover, Sean, eyes pink. It shows that's an emoji that you did there. It's funny because as soon as you said that, I was already bidding this 21 period. So there's the cover right there, a little bit more. So now we've got only 15% left. Gonna get out of 5% as we go down. Still gonna try to bid down here, man, 48.10. So let's put another, I'm actually not even bidding there. Let's put another bid there. We bid 11s. So we'll bid 11s there and see. I don't know why I whisper and then say it out loud. We'll bid 48.11s. I always like to be a little bit ahead of what I'm saying there. So 48.11s, we'll bid that and see if we get it. It just went down to 15s. We'll see if we can get it going right now to the downside. Could have reloaded it. We talked about it. If you guys want to do it, I mean, we put on the risk that we think is associated best for our accounts. And for me, I'm having a great day here 3 times right now daily. Goal, and it's just been really good. Like, we're able to really, it's too bad because what could we have done if I didn't get so conservative with Palantir down there, but tomorrow's another day as Palantir looks like it's gonna go out at the highs of the day there. Palantir on the radar for tomorrow, and I feel like I didn't do a good enough job about Robinhood. Like, I really like this Robinhood long. If it comes back into 70, I just like through all this strife right now, through Bitcoin back and forth and this and that, like this 70 is a good area. I think we can break through 80 and then get right back into this $100, $105 level. I almost think Robinhood is worth a shot, even right here at these levels, right here, right now, for Robinhood. But, you know, to each their own on that one. Let me just have a quick little look on what's going on in the broader markets. The dollar's coming down a little bit, which is, I don't know, it depends what business you're in, but that could be good. All right, so, you know, this morning, again, if we look back and think about what it looked like this morning, every single thing on here was red. The financials were all red, right? We talked about JP Morgan looking like it's battling back. We had Goldman Sachs down 3 or 4%. We had Morgan Stanley down 3 or 4% today. They're all basically back to zeros now. Everything was green. I had to search. The only thing that I could find that was green today, remember there was Costco and there was Target. Now it's like a whole bunch of names, man. What a great turnaround for Microsoft. Was speaking with probably the smartest guy I know last night. He bought some Microsoft recently. So I'll leave it at that. This guy managed hundreds of millions of dollars in a hedge fund. All right, so that's Microsoft. IBM, good little level there as well, coming into play. AppLovin, Adobe, Palo Alto, a whole bunch of stuff happening. But yeah, man, a lot of people liking Microsoft down there. It's been hit pretty good, so there's no doubt that that's been what's happening to Microsoft. And maybe, oh, get out of here, ad. Maybe now it's getting ready to go finally, MSFT. But we can analyze that chart. But it's nice to see primarily these markets rebounding there today. And I think a lot of it has to do with sort of the banks settling down. And we looked at this earlier on in the day, and it was not good, man. 290, up $10 for JP Morgan. And I'm just going to imagine the Goldman Sachs. I'm going to throw over to Neil in a second. That this Goldman Sachs looks even crazier because of the price. Yeah, 825 right now, 865. So $40 straight hot fire right there for Goldman Sachs.
Well, it's actually, but it's not as good for the XLF.
No?
No, the XLF it got back to flat, but it's just very barely, again, holding on to this 51 support level. There's just been nothing. It's not doing anything with it, unfortunately. I think you're better off, you know, look at the load. If you look at some of the other individual names and what they're trying to do, like I look at an individual name like Morgan Stanley, like this is not holding some forever resistance level like barcode. This is off the 200 period moving average, which was upward. This was an upward trending stock when the XLF was doing absolutely nothing. Like I'd rather dip by something which was better than the XLF, and that was. I own a Morgan Stanley. That's my U.S. bank that I've owned for a while, and I own Canadian banks too. Actually, they've been doing much better.
Yeah, the Canadian banks.
Canadian banks, whatever. Canadian banks, it's like it's apples to oranges. Like there is a severe lack of competition here. The bank system completely different. Like there's only a few big banks here, and they effectively have an oligopoly. So, you know, like ask any Canadian, and they own Canadian banks in their account because you just never lose in the long term. Sometimes some are better than the others. I've experienced that with TD Bank a little bit, for sure.
All right, we do have a chat there. What's my favorite prop firm?
That's easy.
All right, I am working and have been employed by Real Trading for 20 plus years. Brought Neil into this game. So Real Trading is my answer. And all right, so despite a trade that I wasn't here for, I have no idea about, the largest trade in Trader TV history, besides that one, was on the Amex, and that was with SLV. And look at yesterday. These are the top traders in not Trader TV, at Real Trading, and what they made yesterday. 58,000, these are all US, $58,000 right there made yesterday. Someone made also $52,000 yesterday, and we saw a big move in silvers. That's why I'm bringing it up. Also big moves in gold. I don't know where they come from. BMNR, who knows? Amex, Nasdaq, Amex, right there. So somebody yesterday definitely making a little bit of money on those names right there. So congratulations to everybody that's actually putting up some numbers. So there it goes, man. Congratulations. Those are monster numbers. Those are years, multiple years for traders right there, 57.9. So congratulations. I mean, I'm sure the trader's not watching, but someone here at Real Trading definitely putting up big time yesterday. Just this little run right there, absolutely huge. So big congratulations to everybody at Real Trading. And you know, you can join up the Academy. That's we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Wayne on this morning from the campus.
Yeah, we had Wayne on for the campus. Definitely none of those
We'll
guys
have Luis
from the
on
campus.
as well.
Those aren't campus numbers.
You're gonna have Luis on?
Trust me on that one. And those are also not low float names either. Those are going to be big time.
Well, actually, no, it'll be Silver or ZSL. So in theory, it is.
Yeah.
Well, ZSL is
Big
also.
float names.
Well, yeah. Well, the float is gigantic on ZSL.
Yes.
But it did reverse split, so it's no longer a $2 stock, or whatever. Leveraged ETF is the best way to think of it. That's at 2x SLV for sure. 5 minutes to lean bounces are going to come out here. I know Netflix is moving. We'll keep an eye. Looks like NCLH is starting to pair off. It was 5.7 million to the buy side. Now only 4.6. So it's already pairing. I'd prefer if it stayed large, and then after 350, it were to pair off at like 354, 355, something along those lines, so you could take the flip trade. But if it pairs the whole thing and this comes out as like 2 million, that might be a bit of a nothing burger to try to run it the other way. Netflix is continuing to look good. I know we got that super chat about it. Yeah, I wish I had Netflix as a buy. I mean, Astis was ASTS, Space Mobile was the only thing I think on my note that even had the word long to it, and definitely not Netflix. But it's nothing against Netflix. I like stupid chart. I like Netflix. I just really think this breakout needs to happen. It hasn't broken 98 today. It barely broke 98 yesterday. But this will look like a flat top break. It won't resemble the kind of level that ASTS broke out of like here. Like it's not like a 6 or 7 times testing the level, but a couple times in a bull flag for Netflix with everything resolved. When it comes to Warner Brothers here, yeah, we like the continuation for Netflix. You could see that break that 98 at some point, and maybe in the morning tomorrow, if we don't gap through it overnight at Dara.
Unfortunately, more back and forth here in the Middle East. IDF identifying missiles launched from Iran towards Israel. So now we've got Iran launching missiles towards Israel, according to the IDF. Back to you.
There, yeah, always tricky names, always tricky situations there. We just hope the best, as we said, for everybody, man. I mean, it seems like it's not stopping right now. So I just put out a request to find out what those names were yesterday being traded over there on the AMEX. So if I can get those to you, either get them to you before the show ends now, or I'll get them to you tomorrow. Those names on the AMEX and what was traded over there yesterday to give you two traders $50,000. So. On that one. And, working at a prop firm, obviously we talked about it, you're trading other people's capital, so there is an opportunity to have quite a huge account there. So, yeah, that's how you make those kind of numbers. Obviously, you don't do that with smaller buying power or small amount of shares. So, okay, 18.6 or so, just watching out for SoFi, could dump out. We only have a few minutes left, and oh boy, we're doing it here, guys. There it goes, man. Nasdaq downside. There's the cues. Let's take another fill down there as we just made a move much lower. And yeah, man, we're pretty happy with the performance there, needless to say, as we're starting to get downside push on the Nasdaq. Let's just take that fill there at 04. That's what we were waiting for. We got it. Now we can just let this settle down, man. We now have 15% left. Told you we're going to take out 5% every time. So there's another out there at 04. And now we'll see if it wants to break lower, man. I mean, the only thing we messed up was not reloading that. So we go long on the TQs, put that money in our pocket, then go short the TQs, put that in there, put NVIDIA in our pocket early. This is still going to be P&L number one, this move right there. We really believed in it. And again, talk about what's on our notes or what's not on our notes. Today, my note was pretty clear, and it was just Palantir. It was NVIDIA. I can't even remember what the third name was. Silver we didn't get involved with. The futures are always... Like if I see a key level on TQQs and something I really want to trade off of, I'll include it on here. Only 3 names today, and then I put a little thing here. Patient with ideas. I really wanted to watch the charts today, so that's exactly what we did, man. We're having a real good day, and we've only traded 3 names. So very specific entries, very specific strategies, and that's just kind of like what I was looking at. I mean, obviously missed some trades. We gave you target I mean, this could have been the best trade ever. Right off the open, when it made that move into 113, I said, this is going to be a long, and you can get $3 or $4 off of it. Well, that's exactly what happened. It does come back in. Only goes to 116, and then boom goes a dynamite up there into 122. So Target, an absolute monster there today, up 7%, man. Well outpacing Walmart and friends. But, you know, if you go over and you see where Target's come from, they just got hit. Like, as Walmart and Costco and all these names were really doing quite well early, you know, you're able to see Target struggled. They got new management and everything like that. We're long down here, 80.
There was some of that woke
or 85
stuff,
bucks down. No, I think we might even be long down there. And there it goes up to 125, so we like that as well. Yeah, there could have been some woke
It was a little bit of that at the beginning for them. It turned around. I know we're going to do Dare, but like it's only 15 seconds to the imbalances, so we'll run through those, and then we'll come up to the desk for Adara. Still currently NCLH 4.6 to the buy side, but in just a couple of seconds, we'll see if that's actually going to be real and whether it's going to come out as a big buy. KTOS is supposed to be a buy on our note. Looks like Intel's the biggest one, 3.8 million shares to the buy side. Netflix 2.1, NCLH only 2 million to the buy side. Micron 1.8 million to the buy side. Notice the theme, they're all buys. Lamb is 1.3 million to the sell side. I like Lamb. Apple 1.1 million to the sell side. IREN also 1 million sell. So a bit of a mixed board. It was mostly buys, and you see Apple to that sell side. IREN, that's a big sell on IREN. Now let's go to the desk. I think Adara's got news for us.
SpaceX related, which is why I wanted to go as quick as possible, because I know this has been something that we're waiting a lot for. Apparently Citigroup, one of the banks they're going to be selecting here for their IPO, they've added the Citigroup to their IPO lineup. Other banks here, I believe, include UBS. So the point is, I know we're kind of wondering when we're going to get this IPO. They have added some banks here to the lineup. Mizuho, RBC have roles. Deutsche Bank, Barclays, UBS, and Citigroup have all are likely going to be having roles in this IPO. So in case we're wondering when this is happening, it's worth noting the fact that they're starting to select banks and kind of, you know, get a sense of who's going to be involved. That could be significant, guys. Back to you.
Well, the ball is rolling, and it looks like that just maybe it isn't this month, but it's certainly the rumors that we could see it before the summer are definitely heating up. Destiny didn't move on that. DXYZ is usually the thing. Like 50% of this fund is SpaceX, or like 49%, some nonsense like that. But anyways, I say the same thing when we pull up Destiny. Just be careful with it, because it does trade at a pretty hefty premium relative to the value of its holdings. That's part of the game. And then the second these guys go public, there's really not that much of a reason to have DXYZ if all you wanted was SpaceX. Keep that in mind too.
Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, let's just go barbecue. I don't know what we're doing. Oh, I'm going to the Toronto Scepters game tonight, so we'll see some Olympic gold medalists, some silver medalists there. Women's hockey. Tonight we'll go there and have a good time and see that game. So we'll be having some cold beers, and courtesy of the Nasdaq short. There it goes, man. We just made a nice move right there. 47.95. Right, you can catch me outside tonight. Here it goes, even lower right now. Let's see if we get that low print. I mean, you're going to finally break right here, right now, as it's getting lower, low, right there. Nice move, man. We're bidding 86s. You know, I'll bid some. Okay, well, there you go. We'll get 88s, and then we'll see if we get an 86. Here it comes, right back in. Hey, guys, this trade had a 7-cent stop. It's now 51 cents in the money, and we talked about reloading it right there potentially, but we don't do that. Have a good day to everybody. I hope you guys are all doing quite well. SOXX, GDX right there as a buy to end the day. That's going to be your gold miners. Wow, down 9%. Could be a big trade happening there tonight, as well, as that imbalance is quite large. There on Amex. EWY, that was South Korea. We had that with Michael Noss the other day, and NVIDIA with a little bit of a bid there as well. So yeah, man.
Well, there was Highcroft actually reported this morning.
Oh,
one of the miners.
HYMC. Okay.
It's been a rocket.
Are they on here, HYMC?
No, but they gave up like, I know you mentioned GDX.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Highcroft reported the same. They lost 13%. But, I mean, I don't think anybody's crying if you were long this stock. You'd be just fine, but it did double top up there. Maybe a little bit of a turn could be indicating. All right, so KTOS does not, it comes out as a bid, but it's not big enough. KTOS supposed to be a 1.1 million buy, or sorry, 1.5 million buy, came at 170K. That'll be a nothing burger. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We got a super chat from Easy Peasy, our good friend. Thank you for the super chat. Always stay in your word. Box, bearish hammer candle, 325, big money nose. Well, sometimes. We've also seen action in the afternoon not be indicative at all. Like, here, let's put this next to the futures. Trend up, late day, means slight break trend, fine, so it's sold off more than the futures, but this would be the candle that you're talking about, like this one in here, not the biggest volume of the day, and it's just a VWAP pullback. So an all-day trend breaks and it pulls back into VWAP. I don't know that that's indicative of anything. Sometimes you just have profit taking at the end of the day. I never read too much into it a lot of times. And it's not, if the market had gone through the highs or something and it pulled back, that would mean a little bit more. So, but good shout out there, Easy Peasy. As this one, maybe a dead cat bounce as well. Been a lot of stocks like this.
Oh, man, yeah. I'm still looking here to see what happens near at the end of the day. It's 354 right now. So again, like just a whole bunch of covers down there. These futures at 355, they'll just turn themselves around a little bit. So that's why when you get that move down, like we only had 15% left, you know, on the futures. Now we have less than 5 as we got some covers down there. You know, at 350, you get you get sometimes a turnaround there. So that's why I wanted to see, oh yeah, GDX is still a buy. So we could see how this one winds up turning out for itself. Apple still a buy on the low side of things there, 260, 250 up to 263. So there's that one as well. Roblox, I mean, I like the stock, but it's still down at 60 bucks. So not actually in love with Roblox these days. But I mean, I really like the stock and what they're trying to do. I just, you know, worried a little bit about, you know, the screen time and all that kind of stuff that people are so wrongfully concerned with, in my opinion. Apple,
Europe's come out with like laws and all this stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I think, as I said, I think it's all bullshit. But all right, GDX, NCLH right here again. We'll have to see what winds up happening. I'm just more interested to see what happens with this because we already have 10 million. Now, this has only done 50 million shares. The print's going to come around 9 million shares. So interested to see what GDX looks like there near the end. So far, so good. I don't know. That was Neil that reported this, the Highcroft. Are you sure they reported that?
No, it was on, we were on Market Chameleon.
Oh, okay,
it was on their list. So that's the only reason I said it.
To report tonight, or did they not?
Well, no, it said in the morning.
Oh, okay.
So we were on Market Chameleon looking at the percentage moves, and I just saw them on that list for Market Open. I have no idea. I haven't looked at the stock until we talked about it again.
Dara will answer.
So again, I was showing another site that happened to have it. So it's not really.
They did report 6:46 a.m. This came. Well, I'm seeing the numbers on Benzinga at 6:46 a.m. Looks like they filed at 6:15. So either way, this was pre-market.
I think he was looking for the drill results. I don't know if there was actually drill results in that.
Well, maybe they put it in go to the website or maybe their conference call. Or
yeah, they did, however, announce a delay in their anticipated drilling results. So I guess.
Well, that could be another reason you'd be down 13%.
Yeah, so I guess that would make a little bit of sense.
They said they're accelerating their drilling in 2026. So, I mean, in terms of any delay, I'm not seeing it here. Expanded, robust. I'm just term searching, not seeing anything about delays or anything that's not good. But that's just according, again, their call could have been different. Their actual official update that they filed, not that.
Okay. Well, I mean, either way, ball doesn't lie. It is down that 13 points for sure. But as I said, I don't think anyone's crying us in that stock. It's a double top on the daily. Zen Zombie with a super chat here. We'll throw it up. We have 2 minutes to go. Zen Zombie, you bought MOBX at 64 cents. That'd be, well, you couldn't have lost. It got almost a double, $1.15. It looks like. So MOBX, which 1.26 billion shares in volume, and it has been, it's been the assassin here today. No questions asked. This is about as good as it gets for a small cap runner, holding VWAP and breaking higher. It didn't actually get into these tops for a bit of a curl. Didn't get to that 135 marker, but it got pretty darn close. So shout out to you for sure. I see a lot of people talking in the chat about some other small cappers that are in here. And Mr. Duckett's, I'm pretty sure Highcroft, AMC sold their Highcroft position. Stung is all I got to say. I think they'd have been better off if they had held on to it. Then maybe it wouldn't be a $1.10 stock. Then they would have had a winner on their hands now. But they sold out of that thing, I think, a couple of years ago, at least.
Okay, just 358. So yeah, just waiting around here. We can get out a little bit. Yesterday we held something right into the I think it was the TQs or something. Maybe, oh, it was Tesla. Oh yeah, yesterday we had that huge Tesla into the close was yesterday. That's what it was. That was a monster trade yesterday on Tesla. Yeah, that's right. Right at the after, we got 40. Yeah, we got 306. Yeah, so we bought Tesla down here yesterday. And ripped it up, and we got like $3 or $4 right at the end of the day. And we got to fill right at 4 o'clock at 4:03.40 right there. So once again, we're just sort of playing with fire here, holding right into the end of the day on the TQQs. But I'm almost out. I just took another fill right there right now. Hey, let's bid 48 even, and maybe we'll get something down there. We'll bid 48.01 and see if we get that. Here we go with only 30 seconds left. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Oh, I wanted to also see if there's anything going on GDX, so we can quickly have a look at that and stay over here. With only 16 seconds left, let me just see. GDX is still a sell imbalance, so we'll be able to see what's going on now. Sorry, buy. Now we'll see where this thing actually prints. Oh, there it is. So now it's getting ready to get out of here. There it goes, 115.16. Looks like we do fall back in a little bit here. Not sure. We're gonna have to try to find the big print. Maybe that's it right there. 24s. Maybe coming through there. Yeah, that looks like that. It looks like a 10 million share print in and around 24s on GDX. So it did pair off, then came back. It's showing a bid now, but that disappeared. The print is already gone. It looks like it went at 24 cents there for GDX. So I didn't really see anything too dramatic. I was wondering if we were going to go all the way up there. But unless it was some sort of a 50 print or something, then I don't know. Hold on, let me see if I can quickly. There it is. Yeah. Yep, 24s. So exactly, so, you know, eyes don't lie either. There it is, 10.4 million shares. So you want to talk about how traders make money on these imbalances. That's a perfect example, man. You could hide millions of shares in there. And I'm just looking, man, you know, with 5 seconds left, that thing was 16s, so you could buy it up. It did have a buy imbalance, and then take that closing trade in at 24s. There, but you got to trust it, and there's a bunch of games that get played over there on the imbalances. So yeah, man, pay attention to all of those as well. And I used to just make a lot of money on the imbalances and haven't done them in a while.
We have one last super chat from Bill asking how you can change your name to Tinker Bill. Well, YouTube has decided that it's your profile page where you have to change your name on your YouTube profile page. That's why it's always like @Bill or whatever, and we had to change ours. But you can do it if you would like to. So not that hard to do. Crowd has not reported. You know, they're the big one tonight, obviously, but not out yet. Still up 2%.
4:10.
Yeah, so I mean it would be like 8 minutes from now. But this is the big name reporting tonight. We've seen the cybersecurity names not have the best time of it in earnings. If it follows the pattern, it almost doesn't matter what it's due. It would trade down tomorrow. But I'm hoping that the recent 400 wasn't a mistake. I like them in the long term, but short term, we'll have to see how it goes. Good rebound in the market. That has not mattered this earnings season. If you report, you usually are getting punked.
There it is. You guys are welcome for that one, man. Anytime. And yeah, no, it's just you guys asked here, what's up, Erie Pages? No, I still would do it. I just I sacrificed some trading for the show. That's it. It's just really that simple. So I just, you know, I'm here on the show.
There's a way of trading that which requires you to be literally staring down the book and the imbalances in a way that would make it very difficult to do the show, and the timing gets very precise on some of those trades. Sometimes you can put them on because the setups are just that obvious. That's the best way to think about it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I made more money on imbalances than I did on IPOs. So, you know,
I think that's true for anyone on this floor.
We'll leave it. Anyone on this floor? Yeah, maybe. No, if it's true for you, then it's true for anybody else.
Well, I'm talking back to before when there was like this location. That's the best way to put it, because there's no traders on the floor anymore.
No. And even when there was, man, where it's like 1 out of 100 made money. So that one person, I guess, did it. So, all right, guys, good job on that one. Good job today, Neil. Hope you have a good day, a good night. We're going to go to the Scepters game. It should be a lot of fun. The daughter doing anything tonight?
Oh, it's guides tonight, so.
Oh, guides, okay.
Yeah, it's the usual.
Yeah, I used to love that, man.
Tuesday guides, Wednesday swimming, and then Thursday.
Because guides, you're not allowed to be a leader, right, if you're a male?
Well, I don't know if that's true everywhere, but all of the leaders in ours are women. So.
Okay, yeah. That was the good thing about Scouts when my boys were in it. We had male and female there.
My dad did it when I was a kid.
Yeah, man.
In Scouts.
It's the best. You should do it. You should definitely do it.
Well, they don't allow it. It is what it is.
Oh, they don't allow.
It's not.
They don't allow?
It's not my rules, man.
Oh, wow. I'd look for somewhere else. Okay, guys. Ciao till tomorrow. We'll see you. Thanks, Adara.